Comrade Hayes, rest in peace, had done so much work in the community for people who were vulnerable, people with disabilities, and he campaigned effortlessly always for the dialysis unit in Ennis, because himself and his comrades who needed that facility were always travelling in taxis and friends and up to Galway, down to Limerick, and it's an awful burden on people who are going for dialysis, and afterwards then you have to try and get home again when there should have been money in Clare. And Dermot, God bless, will not see the opening of this dialysis unit, but in talking to people in the general community, it was said to me that maybe a bench should be named after Dermot at the unit. So when you're talking about someone, you have to liaise with their family. So I spoke to Dermot's family and they're happy with the motion going forward. And today we put forward a motion in the Ennis Municipal District for a bench in the dialysis unit compound to be named after Dermot Hayes. And if there isn't one in the plans, I'm delighted to hear from the senior engineers that they will go into discussions with the HSE and try and see, can we put a bench in the compound and call it after Dermot.
There's so many ways to memorialise somebody. We often do see benches in honour of people, whether in public parks or more areas like that. Why is the bench fitting for Dermot?
Well, I've one particular story where I would have been canvassing out in North Clare and Dermot would have been canvassing for a different party in North Clare. And we met up and he wanted to have a conversation with me. He wanted to put me left, not right, but he wanted to put me left on something, and he set me down and had a good chat with me. But it was about, sit down here and I talk to you. And I remember that it was always, sit down here and I talk to you. Even his family members who I met in Corofin said, well, look, Dermot was always one to look to sit down. So I think a bench is very fitting. It'll be in the compound of a facility that he fought for. So where best can you sit, take a break if you're going in or coming out of dialysis, and maybe just have a chat with Dermot as you're sitting there and rest up.